Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Blanca and today, as you guys can tell by the title of the video, we are going to be discussing Brittany Dawn's, latest video. It's her apology / truth video. She stated both in her podcast episode as well as a YouTube video that she's going to be doing a 5 to 6 part series on this, which is shocking because she stated multiple times that she wants to put this in the past, but yet she's gonna make an entire series about it. Make it make sense, because it really doesn't. Before we get started with today's video, I want to thank Luisa Jewelry yet again for sending me 2 amazing pieces. It is no secret that I love Luisa Jewelry. I believe I started purchasing from them in 2021, and the very first piece that I got was their mama necklace, and to this day I still have that necklace. It is one of my favorite pieces from them. These are some of my older pieces that I have from Luisa, and I have them in their respective pouches, of course. I am wearing their Celeste earrings right now, and then I also had these mini huggies, I believe. I'll show you guys a closer look of them. These, I've worn them to like no end. Recently, however, they did send 2 pairs of earrings. I am currently wearing the latest one that they sent me. I'm in love with these. The first pair of earrings that they sent over, I am currently wearing them. I'm one of those girls that when I order something or I receive something, I immediately have to put it on, and these were not the exception. I mean, come on, look how cute they look. They're super adorable. Just picture this with a slick back bun or a high ponytail. It just looks cute. The second pair of earrings that they sent over is called Leigh. These are just very dainty. I can see it again with a slick back bun, or when you really want to have like no jewelry but you want a little bit of something, this is very perfect for that. Both Leigh and the Paris Pave come in a variety of colors. I wear my Luisa jewelry pieces every single day. This necklace and the Celeste earrings, I haven't taken them off since I've received them. I've showered with them every single day. I've gone to the beach and they have yet to tarnish on me. I am always impressed with Luisa's jewelry's quality. The designs are just timeless and unique, and every time I wear them, I always get a compliment. As most of you may know, Luisa Jewelry is known for their sustainability, zero carbon footprint, and their affordability. Most of their jewelry start at $39. All of Luisa's jewelry pieces are backed by a 2-year warranty, so if you're not satisfied with them, they'll send you a replacement. I highly suggest that you go onto their website and check out every single category, because I'm telling you, they are very unique and classic pieces. You can also find a big statement earrings on there if you're really into that as well. I'll be sharing a link down in the description bar below, as well as my discount code, which is Blanca_Beatrice_10, and you can get a discount on any of the purchases that you do decide to make. These are not affiliate links, which means I will not be making a commission if you choose to use my discount code or link to make a purchase. I did listen to both the podcast episode as well as the YouTube video, and there's just so much contradiction going on in there, and very much her trying to minimize what she did to soften the blow and not make it seem what she did was that bad, when in reality it was awful and damaging to a lot of people. One of the biggest issues that I have is when she brought up the prank video. This prank video came out about 2019, and this man went up to her at an event and said, "Hey, you stole $200 from my daughter, blah, 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 blah." I will insert the clip for you guys to see.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah.
You look familiar.
Yeah?
You look like you stole my daughter's money.
Are you kidding me?
I ain't kidding you. Yep, you took $200. Hey, this woman took $200 from my daughter.
I'm gonna ask you later.
Can I get my money back before I file a complaint on her? It ain't nothing with you, but the fact that she stole $200 from my daughter from her fitness plan, blocked her on Instagram,
I'm gonna need you to
and
step
why
out
is
of
she
the
hiding
booth.
back there if she can't handle it?
I'm gonna need you to step out of the booth.
All right, sir, because I'm about to call the police if I don't get my $200 back.
Brittany states that at the time of this video, when it came out on YouTube, she was an unknown creator, pretty much small. Nobody had heard of her. She was a small fish in a big pond, essentially, and that video was just the catalyst to having the whole entire situation with being sued by the state of Texas, being at the forefront and being just pretty much harassed and bullied by the internet, etc. But then later on in the video and even in the podcast episode goes on to contradict herself by saying that she doesn't want to mention, both her and Jordan said that they don't want to mention this creator's name so as to not give them notoriety based on her own name. So it's like, which is a girly pop? Either you were an unknown creator or you were a big creator and that one that made the prank video was just trying to get clout from you. You can't have it both ways. Other creators have pointed out that she really wasn't a small creator when this video came up, because in 2017, she had a collab with Shane Dawson. Another huge problem that I had with her video was the fact that she was really minimizing and diminishing the fact that she was pretty much her just targeting people who have eating disorders. Reddit is a good place to check out because they got receipts for everything essentially. Because of them, we have this picture here where she's stating she's an ED warrior. So it's like, you're saying one thing in your video stating that you had a policy that you didn't want to have anybody that had eating disorders or active eating disorders, and yet you're here promoting merch saying you're an ED warrior.
There had been a few girls that had emailed leading up to 2019 asking for refunds. I had a very strict no refund policy on my website. I had a contract that girls had to sign stating that they did not have an eating disorder. So they knew that when they signed up with me, they could not have an eating disorder. And if they did have an eating disorder, that would be addressed. I would refund them, etc. Which
happened on a couple of occasions.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
If you're gonna lie, do it well at least. I did find Jordan being in her podcast episode and on her YouTube video quite unnecessary, especially because he really wasn't there for the beginning of everything, which was around like 2012, 2013. He was really just there for the latter part of it where everything had just been exposed, if you will, and then obviously the lawsuit. But I do understand why she had Jordan there. Optics are everything, and him being there while she's kind of like this damsel in distress really feeds into Christian fundamentalist ideology that you need a man to help you out in every aspect of your life, and that a wife needs to be very much submissive to her husband. I really found it annoying that she kept using her age as some sort of excuse to what she did.
And I was 23. Yeah, I was 23 in 2013. So I was a baby. So anyways, that opened up the state of Texas suing me at 28 years old. What a wild ride it's been since then.
I was 23, 28, really young and naive. I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't feel like I could hire the right people. It's like, then why would you start a business if you didn't know how to do it? Logic really isn't here with her, because if you don't know how to do something, the most logical answer to that is to go ask somebody for help or find a person that can do it for you or teach you at the very least. But she didn't do that. At 23 and at 28, you're not a baby. You know right from wrong at that point, or at least you should, because if you don't, that's worrisome. When you're 23 and 28, you're making mistakes such as like dating the wrong person, dyeing your hair the wrong color, choosing the wrong major, maybe staying at a job that you really don't like because you have to pay bills or something, etc. But it's not very common to have a 23 or 28-year-old be out here scamming people, or at least not knowing that they are actively scamming people. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She went in and started this whole entire business without the intent of doing so. But you, from 2012 to like 2018, 2019, you're gonna tell me that you did not know that you weren't just actively sending cookie cutter fitness plans to a lot of people? At some point, she had to realize she was just taking people's money and not really doing anything for it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the portions of where she was crying and tearing up, I know this is gonna be very bitchy on my part and very petty, I just did not feel it sincere. I thought it was just there to really garner sympathy from the people that don't know what happened or are just tuning into what happened with her and the lawsuit with Texas. But honestly, I just found it very insincere and disingenuous. Another contradiction is the numbers that she provided to the prosecution. In the court documents I had read, and I thought I had made it up until I saw B. Haney's video,
that within 7 years her fitness website had grown into a business that brought in over $1 million in revenue. In the court documents, let's read directly from the court documents. It says, on the other hand, defendant's PayPal business account records for the beatonfit.com website show at least $1,561,727 received since the account was opened on February 12th, 2013, which is significantly more than the $169,736 that defendants identified in their third amended and verified discovery responses. So I'm not sure if this reporting of money coming in was supposed to be related to a specific kind of product, and that's where Brittany thought the lower number was okay. But in here, she's saying, like, it was more than $1 million business. But in here, people only paid me like $170,000 for plans, right? Like, in most cases, I would say there must be some sort of missing context to this. Why would she report such a low number in this legal paperwork, in these court documents, and then get on here and say that she had brought in over $1 million in revenue? But because it's Brittany, I think it's just that maybe she was trying to be a little bit sneaky. She was accused in this paperwork later of attempting to obscure the truth by concealing relevant facts and documents. So,
but in it, she said that she had made, like, back in 2013, $1.6 million. But in the court documents, I think she reported, like, she had only made $161,000 and change. And further along in the video, or I think maybe even earlier, she said that overall that business had grossed over $7 million.
My business took off. I feel frazzled again.
Okay. What kind of growth did you see?
Yeah, I mean, it became a six-figure business within the first year. Within 7 years, it surpassed, well over $1 million in revenue. And
she can't keep up with all of the lies she's saying. So essentially, in the court documents, she stated that she got anywhere from like $161,000 to $169,000. That's what she made off of her business. We don't know if it was off a particular product. But then in the video, in the podcast episode, she's saying that it was over like $1 million. Brittany then brings up the prank video, and again, she states that she was very much an unknown creator at the time when this video came out, and it was just what started everything for her. Like, it was just the downfall, if you will. How can she claim to be a small creator at the time, but then say that the creator who made the prank video was just trying to get notoriety and clout from her?
The internet just completely manipulated that entire situation. He was very abrasive. I mean, he humiliated me. We will leave his name unmentioned because, truth be told, he doesn't deserve any more notoriety than he's already gotten by just having my name in the title of his video.
You make no sense, Brittany. Funny enough, she mentions that the prank video had the petition Stop Brittany Dawn, or Stop Brittany Dawn Fitness Scams. And this part is just where it gets a little, just because she says that overall she had, like, and this number is pretty high in my book, over 5,500 clients.
And I did help women. I had over 5,000 clients. Over 50, was it 5,500? Something like that.
Yep.
5,500 clients. So you're gonna tell me, like, sidebar, you're gonna tell me that you customized over 5,000 fitness plans for 5,000 people? Something tells me that personal trainers would not take over 5,000 clients to give individualized fitness plans. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of people to follow up with, keep up with their staff, and respond back to any questions or doubts or concerns that they may have. I don't know. I am not a nutritionist or a fitness instructor. I'm just a social worker, but let me tell you, when the math is not mathing, it shows. Now, personally, would I go up to somebody and do what he did? Not really. Do I agree with his methodology of just, pretty much embarrassing her in front of people at like an event that she was kind of like the main star, the main focus? No, I mean, that's not what I would do. But she was blocking people left and right, either for asking for refunds or asking about the petition, or if she really was scamming people. So like, she really didn't leave a lot of people many options on how to get to her without her catching feelings about what she did. Whether or not the prankster had a daughter and was scammed is irrelevant to the bigger picture here. She was blocking people, like I said. She wasn't giving out refunds. She was making people sign an NDA so that they could get a partial or even a full refund. So it's just irrelevant to what was really happening. He was just trying to bring attention to essentially what she was doing, which was a scam, in my opinion. Both of them then bring the buzzword, it was just a bandwagon mentality, due to the fact that because she only had 5,500 clients and the petition has 15,000 signatures, they're like, oh, it was people that didn't know me, people that hated me, and just people that didn't know the entire situation signing this petition, and that's what brought the lawsuit against me. It's like
culture, and it's this bandwagon mentality of, well, if these people did it, I'm gonna hop on that.
First of all, does she not know how petitions work? If you feel passionate about a topic or an issue, you're going to sign the petition in order to make a policy, have something change, etc. People did not need to be a client of hers in order to empathize with her former clients who did not receive the service that they had paid for. And in that clip, they're making it seem as though this person just out of the blue said, hey, I'm just gonna make up a lie on Brittany Dawn and just have all of these people go and bully her and make up these lies. Like, it wasn't a lie. You didn't provide the service. You yourself admitted to that in the court document and in the video and podcast episode. The video did not perpetuate a false narrative. She did scam people. She got money for a service that she did not provide. They are really trying to misconstrue the video and make it seem like he just did it out of the blue, he's a troll, a bully, and that he was just trying to make everybody hate on Brittany for no apparent reason. Like, really trying to diminish her action and her responsibility in the whole entire thing. And I really want you to pay attention on them harping on the words intentional and malicious, because they're really going to hone in on that and make it say that she didn't have any malicious intent, she didn't intentionally do this. But let's be frank here, Brittany.
Nothing was ever done maliciously, and everything is done with as of April 25th.
This situation was investigated by the state of Texas. There was never any proof that she intentionally defrauded someone.
Yeah.
Or scammed them. This was a simple situation.
The state of Texas did not say that you had or didn't have any malicious or did this intentionally. You said it. It says so in the court documents. I'll put it up here. Davis also admits to wrongdoing, although settlement says she was overwhelmed and didn't have malicious intent. So the state of Texas didn't say that, but they're trying to present it as if the state of Texas did. She may have well started with good intentions, but good intentions is irrelevant to this, because at the end of the day, she ended up scamming people. Point blank. Period. Here is another contradiction of hers where she says that between like 2017 and 2019 or something like that, she had like all of the documents, she had people's receipts, she had people emailing her saying, hey, I really love product, I really love the fitness plan, it's going well, blah, 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 blah.
When we had proof that, I had proof that they, not only did they get their program, but they loved their program. I had emails to prove that. I had all the email correspondence that they could have wanted, and they got results. I actually had one the other day reach out to me, and she was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me. And I was like, I do remember you. I do. That I've helped. And so it was never my intention, because where there were hundreds that didn't get what they paid for, there were thousands that did.
Later on, in the same fucking video, she states, yeah, I didn't have a system, I didn't have anything in order. Like,
people who, I don't even know how to say this, like, there were people who were photoshopping receipts, who were never paid clients of mine, who saw the viral video and then Good Morning America, that never knew who I was previous to all this media and all the spotlight attention. And suddenly they were photoshopping receipts, and I was refunding them because I believed them, because they were...
Well, that's how in over your head you were, was that the business was growing so fast and there were so many clients coming on board that she couldn't keep up with who...
I didn't have systems.
How do you know that these people were photoshopping receipts and faking them when you didn't have a system in place? Like you said, like, you couldn't even verify that. If you had a system in place, then yeah, you could verify, hey, these are not real receipts, these are fake. What are you doing? Like, it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. And it just goes to show how bad of a business person she is, because like, how do you not have a system in place for things like that? And if she was being paid electronically, you would think like to say through PayPal or Venmo. Like, it's going to show up there in a statement that, okay, such and such person paid for this, blah, 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 blah. Like, the most simplest of things, and yet they're not so simple for Brittany. I'm just struggling to understand how she had records from the early years of her business, but then from 2017, 2018, 2019, she has nothing. Nada. It's just not landing for me. In my opinion, perhaps the clients from the early years who did love it saw what was happening with her being accused of not sending customized fitness plans to her clients and probably thought, well, if she's doing this, perhaps the plan that I got wasn't customized to me at all, which is the key component here. It's like all of these plans were supposed to be individualized and customized to the client. They were supposed to be tailored to them and nobody else. And I'm not saying that I expect people to be perfect 100% of the time, not make any mistakes, or they can't redeem themselves after they made a huge mistake, but it's the response that she gave after the fact that all of this came out is what really is frustrating to a lot of people. Keep her reaction to the petition, the fact that it's still going on to this day, like it's still very much up on change.org.
When that video went live, the prank video, I don't know if he did, someone started a petition called Stop Brittany Dawn Fitness Scams. And to give you guys context as to the cancel culture mentality, the bandwagon mentality behind this, 15,950 people signed that petition. That was like as of last week. I checked.
It's still going?
I know, it's ridiculous.
She broke character. She had been very much meek, very soft-spoken, and then it's like, I know, right? I can't believe it. I can understand to an extent her feeling overwhelmed by all of the emails that she was getting, the negative attention that she was getting. However, just because she got hate and she got all of this negative press about her, that doesn't mean that she didn't do anything wrong. If she hadn't done anything wrong, she wouldn't be paying $100,000 in restitution and $300,000 in civil penalties. Now, there were a few things that Jordan said that I found quite interesting. I'm no legal expert. Again, I'm just a social worker. But he mentioned something along the lines like you can't settle a criminal charge outside of court or whatever. I'm like, isn't that a plea deal? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that essentially what a plea deal is? I think it was Jordan who mentions the Reddit thread. There are a lot of influencers out here who say that they don't go on Reddit, they don't read their like tabs on a gossip website, and this just goes to show that that's all, like, that's a lie. I'm pretty sure a majority of them really do read their own like Reddit or their subreddit like on Gossip Bakery or what have you, but come on. Them alluding to the fact that they perhaps check out Brittany Dawn's Reddit thread, it's funny to me because that means that that Reddit thread is in their mind 24/7, living rent-free. In that same vein about talking about the Reddit thread, he mentions like, oh yeah, there's people out here who are interpreting the legal jargon and looking at these videos and posting them here, what have you, and trying to decipher what is being said without really knowing what's going on, yada yada yada. It doesn't take a legal expert to read through the legal documents and watch the court proceeding to know what the hell is going on.
Folks out there would like to watch a court proceeding and try to interpret legal jargon that's discussed by two attorneys on opposing sides and try to make a determination of what was said and what is happening, and thus put forth a false narrative of that's not even close to what was occurring.
Yeah.
Now, at 11:15 at night, Your Honor, they also e-filed a defendant's response to the motion to compel. And Your Honor, we, plaintiff takes some issue with the way that things are characterized as far as the timeline and extensions. The factual summary in there is inaccurate and incomplete. Defendants seem to imply that they had made efforts to, seek a fifth extension, and that somehow that fourth deadline was maybe the plaintiff's fault that the responses were deemed late. But I don't see any argument at that stage as warranted, Your Honor. They've already removed their objections from the first amended responses in Exhibit G. They waived their objections. The simple fact of the matter is plaintiff didn't agree to yet another and more continuances. Plaintiff had been waiting long enough to get these documents. And then in Exhibit G, it's interesting in that some of the arguments that they make in this response to the motion to compel, Your Honor, is, basically saying that in order for them to fully respond to interrogatory number 5D and number 7, that they would have to review more than 50,000 pages of documents and look for information about individual consumers. And it's interesting because this is the first time they're saying that, in that Exhibit G, they said they would supplement after they review their documents, and they would provide a customer list with, names and dates. And now here they are at the 11th hour before a hearing on a motion to compel, basically making it sound like, well, the plaintiff can do this work for themselves. We'll just provide them all the documentation and they can come up with their own list. Well, that's not what they said in response to Exhibit G. And I would argue that Texas Rules of Civil Procedure 193.2 and .3 make it very, very clear that a party is required to produce all information requested unless the party serves a timely objection or assertion of privilege, neither of which happened in this case.
The prosecution had asked for certain documents and they were supposed to be due on a certain day. They didn't get them. Brittany's team said, hey, can we have an extension? Fine, cool. They gave them an extension. The new due date comes up. The prosecution still has no fucking documents from them. They get a new extension. That day comes. The prosecution has no documents from them whatsoever. They were emailing them. They were calling. It's like, hey, we need these documents. Nothing. And then at the very last minute, they ask for a new extension. Is that not a way of not cooperating with the state of Texas? I personally believe, yeah, that is a way of them, Brittany, not cooperating whatsoever. Because you would think if she didn't do anything wrong, she would facilitate those documents right at the first due date. And I believe in one of the court documents, it was saying that Brittany Dawn's team was concealing relevant facts and documents. So again, that's not you cooperating with them whatsoever. The fact that they also alluded the petition alone along with the video were just enough for the state of Texas to open up a case. Listen, when the state attorney has to open up a case against you, that means that they have significant evidence to go and open up a lawsuit. They're just not gonna waste their time on something that they know that they're not gonna be able to prove. Another thing that annoyed me was the fact that she makes it seem like this lawsuit has been going on since she was like 23, 28. When in reality, this started last year. The lawsuit was filed back in February of 2022. She finishes the video off by saying that she has learned from this whole entire experience. She has grown from it, that she has come basically unscathed, unsmoked, and it's like, you really didn't come out unscathed or without any type of smoke because you're paying restitution and civil penalties. That's not coming out unscathed in my opinion. And even though she apologized, it really is a backhanded apology because at the end of the day, she was in the entire video and the podcast episode, she was just diminishing her accountability and what she did. So it just negates her entire apology. Throughout the entire video, she's making it seem like she's the victim, she has gone through so much and all of this. It's like, it just really negates her apology. And honestly, I do think that the settlement is probably the best outcome that her former client could have gotten. I don't think that she would have paid any money back or refunded them had the state attorney from Texas not stepped in and put this lawsuit forth, because obviously she was making people sign NDAs in order to get a full refund or a partial refund, and some weren't even getting anything at all or just being left on red. She can say all she wants until she's blue in the face that she has changed, that she has learned from this, that she has grown, but until she proves otherwise with her actions, people are not going to believe her. Talk is cheap, Brittany. And you are called a scammer, a fraud, and a grifter because you are those things. Even though you settled with the state of Texas, you are still paying restitution to your clients for not providing them the services that you said you were going to. That's a scam. A fraud, come on. You are a grifter too, like, let's be honest. After this whole thing happened, you went from being a fitness influencer to a Christian influencer and saying that everything is demonic from, you know, Taylor Swift to the fucking sun. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I don't think I'll be covering Brittany much unless she does something else that is shady and questionable. But other than that, her other series, I'm not interested because it's really just right-wing propaganda in my opinion. But if there's anything that she does that is, again, questionable, I'll be covering her again in my channel. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Once again, thank you Luisa Jewelry for sending me your fabulous jewelry pieces. You know I love you guys and your pieces are just amazing. Remember that you can use the link that is down in my description bar as well as the discount code Blanca_Beatrice_10 so that you can save some money on any purchases that you make with Luisa. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!